growing up in the very beginning. And as I interview people, a lot of times there's usually things that happen in the early years or high school, college that really influences their real estate business. So what was life like growing up?
Yeah. So first of all, thanks for having me. Appreciate it. It's always an honor to come on these type of things. And like you said, you like to help newer agents, and somebody has always helped us, right? So I think if
Yeah.
we can pass it on, not necessarily to the next generation, but obviously to the next kind of wave of newer agents, then always more than happy to do that. So thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Um, well, I grew up in Bellefontaine, Ohio. I don't know if you know where that's at. I don't
Yep.
know if a lot of people here know where that's at, but if you take Route 33 out of Dublin, you run into it eventually. So small farm town. Um, I didn't really grow up around real estate, but I was kind of like in the building world. My entire family are construction workers.
Hmm.
So like all my uncles, both grandparents, my father, so they were always building things, right? And everybody built their own house, and so I was around that. And then, I played sports in high school, and, I had a really great life growing up. I have a younger brother. My mom's an artist. So there's like some of that design sense, kind of in me a little. Um, and then after high school, I went to Kent State. I was fortunate enough to play college baseball. So I
Oh, wow.
think some of that competitiveness, that we all have in us, that kind of translated over. And um, the funny thing is, when I graduated college, it was in 2009. And we all
Hmm.
know what the market was like in 2009. And I remember my mom, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was like everybody else, I had a degree, you know, but didn't know what I
What
wanted to
did you go to school for?
do. So I was a business major,
Okay.
baseball lifer though, right? Baseball was my thing. So I don't know if I paid that much attention in college, believe it or not. But when I got done, I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And
Yeah.
my mom was like, "You should go into real estate. Like you're really good with people, you're a good listener, like you care about people." And I was like, "Mom, do you not see what's going on in the world? Like there's no way that I should get into real estate. Like you're crazy. I got bills, I got student loans."
Yeah.
So I bypassed that, and I got into eventually I got into med device sales.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of where I started in the business world. Um, and so that led me to, I guess, over the last 10 years, really, I've been in med device sales. Um,
That's it. That's interesting.
yeah.
I want to back up because I want to add on
Yeah.
to that. But
Yeah. Absolutely.
I've interviewed several people that have their families have been in the real estate space
Yep.
while they were growing up. Some as realtors. You know Nathan White.
Yeah. Absolutely.
His dad was a builder, right?
Yep. Yep.
And it's always interesting to did they ever push you into real estate, or did you have like a hatred for it, or did you
Yeah.
love it? Like, because it's
Right.
always like it's a mix between the majority are like, oh, I'm never getting into it. And then they end up getting into
Get
it.
into it.
So
Yeah. They fall right into it.
were you always on job sites and things like that?
Yeah. So, yeah. So my summer jobs are always with my dad, right? Like I played, in summertime in high school, I was playing on a pretty big travel baseball team. So the afternoons were pretty busy with baseball. So he'd make me go to work with him. We'd get up at 4 a.m., be in the job site at 5, an hour away in Lima, Ohio, most of the time. And I'd
Yeah.
work from like 5 to noon, right? And the type of construction he was doing is more commercial. So like hospitals, schools, factories, they were massive. We're talking, 50 to $100 million projects. And he was the superintendent. So he was running the operation.
Yeah.
He wasn't swinging a hammer, but I was. And let me tell you, if you've ever been on a job site and your dad is the boss, that is a tough time as a 15, 16, 17-year old, and
Yeah.
everybody knows your dad is the boss. So, I saw construction in my life, and I always saw things being built, but I never kind of put it together until later in life. That,
Sure.
oh, I have a lot of interest in that, or actually, I kind of know a lot about this, from maybe a design standpoint and, structural type stuff.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until later in life that I kind of found my way back, I guess.
It's always interesting. It's like, maybe back then it was just like, man, it was just a job, right? It
It
was just like, all
was.
right, I gotta go do this again,
It was just a job, and it was a job with my dad, who was the boss with a bunch of rough construction workers, so
yeah,
but what about
yeah,
you?
you
How'd you get
probably.
into it?
So, I went to Ohio State, and my grandfather was an accountant. So originally, I came
Okay.
to Ohio State for accounting. I'm from a small town, northeast Ohio, and I just saw the influence and the impact that he had, and just kind of like his life and the things that it provided him. So
Yep.
I came to Ohio State for accounting, and at Ohio State, you had to take calculus for your accounting degree, and I failed the first exam. I think I got like a 34%,
Wow.
and then every exam for the next however it was. I think we were on semesters back then, quarters. I don't.
Yeah.
Anyways, I got better and better, and then the final was like the make or break. If I did
Oh,
good, I passed the class. If I did bad, I failed the class, and I failed. I bombed the final. And
dang.
so I switched majors to at Ohio State. It's called Sports and Leisure Studies,
Yep.
which is pretty much what athletes took. And
Yeah, for sure.
you had two tracks. You had gym teacher, or kind of like going into the sports industry as far as corporate, right?
Mhm.
Or selling season tickets was really the entry level job that you
For
typically
sure.
did. And I was 2011 is when I graduated, and 22 years old and cocky, and I was like, I'm worth more than working 60, 70 hours a week selling season tickets,
Yeah.
somewhere. And I
Yeah.
just jumped. I got into real estate, found my mentor. Actually, I
Wow.
met Tracy Chambers, who was at Keller Williams Consultants,
Yeah.
and she's the only one that replied. I went on Google and I found random people. She was one that I had happened to email, and she replied, and she's like, "Hey, there's a young guy in my office," which is funny. When I met him, he's my age, 33. He was 33 then,
Wow.
and she's like, he's trying to build a team, and I think you guys would be a great fit. I've been with him ever since. 3 weeks after
Wow.
graduating, started working with him. Was his admin for the summer as I took weekend classes at Hondros,
Started
and
at the bottom.
yeah, but like for me, it provided a freedom and some lifestyle, right?
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
my friends were working jobs that they didn't necessarily want to work at, and clocking in and clocking out, and he
Yeah.
took me under his wing and showed me the ropes.
That's awesome. Love that.
so
You're a veteran. You're an old vet.
yeah, and